A recent Radio Canada investigation might make you think twice the next time you grab a pack of meat from the grocery store. Hidden cameras have revealed a disturbing truth. Those fresh-looking cuts may be much older than their labels claim. Your dinner's safety could depend entirely on where you shop. Behind those spotless glass displays and bright lights, some major grocery chains are hiding food safety failures that would make you lose your appetite. What you don't know about these five popular stores could leave you with more than just an empty wallet. It could leave you with serious regret. So let's peel back the plastic wrap and uncover the meaty truth hiding in plain sight. Walmart's meat section might look like a bargain hunter's dream. Neat rows of steaks and chicken breasts labeled with that iconic yellow rollback sign. But those discounts could be hiding something concerning. Those low prices might save you a few dollars today, but they could cost you your stomach tomorrow. Consumer Reports tested store-brand chicken from major U.S. retailers in 2018 and found something alarming. Walmart's chicken contained some of the highest bacterial contamination levels of all. Their chicken carried so many harmful germs that you'd probably want to wash your hands twice just for touching the packaging. The secret behind those ultra-cheap prices isn't efficiency. It's cutting corners on safety and quality. To keep costs down, Walmart partners with suppliers who often operate under looser cleaning rules, cram too many animals into small spaces, and rush the processing phase. That kind of system might produce cheap meat, but it doesn't produce clean meat. And while it's easy to be tempted by a low price tag, remember, when meat prices drop too far, quality drops even faster. Temperature control is another serious problem. Meat must stay below 40 degrees Fahrenheit to remain safe. But multiple inspections found Walmart meat sitting between 45 and 50 degrees Fahrenheit, the perfect range for bacteria to multiply. Combine that with staffing shortages and minimal food safety training, and you get a dangerous combination. Packaging is another weak point. Thin plastic wraps, broken seals, and missing labels are common across Walmart stores. In fact, a large 2022 shopper survey ranked Walmart dead last among grocery chains for packaging quality. Customers reported leaky containers and open seals. Not exactly what you want between you and raw chicken. Their packaging is about as protective as using tissue paper for a raincoat. Even the store's layout works against you. Walmart's huge stores mean your groceries sit in your cart for 15 to 20 minutes before checkout. By the time you reach your car, your meat might already be approaching unsafe temperatures. And when it comes to taste, professional testers aren't impressed either. In blind tastings, Walmart steaks ranked among the lowest for tenderness and flavor. Many customers describe them as tough, dry, and bland, which makes those savings feel a lot less satisfying. Whole Foods. Now let's switch gears to the opposite extreme. Whole Foods, the self-proclaimed temple of organic eating. Its butcher counters gleam under warm lights. The labels promise grass-fed and locally sourced perfection, and everything looks worthy of a food magazine cover. But the truth behind the glass might not match the luxury image. A price study across 10 major U.S. cities found that Whole Foods charges between 60% and 90% more for similar cuts than standard grocery stores. You're not just paying for quality, you're paying for presentation. But behind those elegant labels, investigators have repeatedly found mislabeling, inflated weights, and questionable sourcing practices. In 2015, the New York Times reported that Whole Foods had been caught overstating meat weights, charging customers up to $4 more than they should have paid. The chain paid over $800,000 in fines in New York alone. A few years later, whistleblowers alleged that stores sometimes relabeled conventional meat as organic or grass-fed during shortages, essentially swapping stickers instead of being transparent with customers. Then, a 2020 independent lab analysis tested Whole Foods grass-fed beef and found that about 20% of samples showed signs of grain-fed cattle. Their definition of local stretches as far as 400 miles. Not exactly what most shoppers picture when they think of supporting nearby farms. Even the premium atmosphere hides some concerning details. Health inspections across multiple states found temperature violations in nearly 40% of stores checked between 2018 and 2021. Some meat counters were cited for poor sanitation and improper storage. And blind taste tests have repeatedly shown Whole Foods meat rankings squarely in the middle, rarely better than standard supermarket options. This is what psychologists call the health halo effect. The branding, the lighting, and the labels make shoppers feel like they're making healthier, safer choices. Even when the facts don't back that up, customers leave with smaller portions, lighter wallets, and the same basic quality meat found elsewhere. And hey, if you find value in smart shopping hacks like these, Hit that like button and subscribe to Frugal Finds for You, your go-to spot for saving smarter, not harder. Aldi, known for simplicity and savings, Aldi has no frills, no fancy displays, just low prices. But when it comes to their meat section, that streamlined business model comes with trade-offs. A 2021 industry report revealed that Aldi relies on only 7 major meat suppliers for the entire country, compared to 35 or more used by other national chains. That limited sourcing keeps prices down but makes quality control much harder to maintain. When one supplier has an issue, it affects thousands of stores at once. Temperature consistency is another recurring problem. A study monitoring meat cases across 25 Aldi stores found fluctuations of up to 12 degrees Fahrenheit throughout the day. With fewer employees monitoring coolers and less frequent equipment checks, those temperature swings often go unnoticed. This means that what looks fresh might have gone through multiple cycles of partial thawing and refreezing. Speaking of freezing, Aldi has been criticized for selling previously frozen meat as fresh. While technically legal, this practice is often taken to extremes, with some meats thawed and refrozen multiple times. Taste tests from 2018 to 2022 consistently ranked Aldi beef among the lowest for flavor and texture. One taster even joked that their steak could double as shoe leather. Durable, but not exactly dinner. Chicken quality isn't much better. Sizes and weights vary drastically within the same package, making even cooking nearly impossible. One piece burns while another stays undercooked. And with Aldi's high employee turnover, roughly 60% a year, training new staff on food safety often gets rushed or skipped entirely. Their packaging tells the same story. The thin plastic films used on Aldi meat products tear easily, increasing the risk of contamination. One food safety expert compared their meat packaging to a plastic wrap barely thicker than a sandwich bag. Just enough to look sealed, but not enough to protect anything. Safeway. While it might look like a typical neighborhood grocery store, Safeway's history with meat recalls paints a worrying picture. From mislabeling to contamination, the chain has faced repeated issues. What's even more alarming is how quietly they handle them. In 2014, Safeway recalled beef across 7 states due to E. coli contamination. 4 years later, in 2018, they pulled thousands of pounds of pork after discovering incorrect ingredient labels that posed risks to people with food allergies. Then, in 2020, yet another recall hit when customers found pieces of plastic and metal in ground beef. That's right. Metal fragments. Apparently, someone thought extra iron was a feature, not a flaw. But the biggest issue isn't just the recalls, it's the silence. While other chains alert customers immediately through signs, emails, or texts, Safeway often hides recall notices deep on its website, where few people will ever find them. If you're not constantly checking their site, you could be cooking contaminated meat without realizing it. A 2022 consumer study ranked Safeway among the worst grocery chains for recall transparency. When asked, only 15% of shoppers were even aware of a major recall that occurred during their recent shopping trips. Some store managers admitted to receiving official recall notices days after the recall had already gone public. During that delay, potentially unsafe products stayed on shelves. When pressed for comment, Safeway's corporate response was that they meet all legal recall requirements. Technically true, but that's a low bar to set when it comes to public health. Customers deserve better than the legal minimum when food safety is on the line. Dollar General. In recent years, Dollar General has quietly expanded into grocery territory, adding coolers, frozen foods, and even raw meat to its aisles. But if you've ever hesitated before buying meat there, your instincts were right. According to a 2023 USDA report, over 75% of Dollar General locations failed basic meat storage standards. That means 3 out of 4 stores were caught keeping meat at unsafe temperatures. Their freezers and coolers are often unreliable, breaking down for days before being repaired. A former regional manager admitted that some stores go weeks waiting for freezer repairs, leaving meat to thaw and refreeze repeatedly. On average, Dollar General's freezers completely fail at least twice a year. Meanwhile, the few employees working per shift are often untrained in proper food safety or temperature checks. An investigation found that over 60% of employees couldn't correctly identify safe temperature ranges for meat storage, and nearly half admitted they'd simply refreeze or repackage meat rather than discard it. Online, customers have posted pictures of half-thawed chicken still sitting in display cases, some packages so warm they were literally sweating. To make matters worse, many freezers are placed right by entrance doors or under heating vents, exposing them to constant temperature changes. And Dollar General's opportunity buy supply chain, meat sourced from rejected batches or products close to expiration, means the quality is as unpredictable as the temperature readings. Even the packaging is a problem. Dollar General uses the thinnest legally approved plastic for its meat, which provides minimal protection against bacteria. Lab tests in 2022 confirmed their packaging had the highest bacterial permeability rate among all major retailers, and the price savings, often less than 15% compared to regular supermarkets, hardly worth the health risk. Conclusion: after looking behind the counters of these 5 major grocery chains, one thing is clear. Cheaper doesn't always mean safer, and expensive doesn't always mean better. From Walmart's cost-cutting shortcuts to Whole Foods' luxury illusions, Aldi's supplier risks, Safeway's silent recalls, and Dollar General's freezer failures, every store has its flaws. The safest bet? Buying from local butchers or smaller grocers who value freshness and safety over flashy marketing. Because at the end of the day, paying a few extra dollars is a small price to avoid a dinner that could send you running for more than just seconds. Thanks for watching Frugal Finds for You, and remember to always shop smarter, not harder.